What's up, everyone? Welcome to ECOM and Beyond. This is Anthony, your host, every day. I'm Hustlin. Nate, over there, is your other host. And we appreciate you joining us today on this wonderful Memorial Day. We just want to thank everybody who has served our country. We are definitely recognizing, the loss of many people today. So appreciate y'all joining us on this wonderful holiday. We have three awesome guests with us this morning as well. They have a show that I really want to highlight for you guys. It's Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern. Is that right, guys?
That's it.
Yep.
It's called the Reseller Roundtable, right? And it's with Eric, OBX Picker. We got Sam, Dapper Tiger, and we got Jacob, Midwest Bargins with us. So I'm really excited to showcase these guys today. But before we do that, I just want to say hello to a few people that are in the chat with us today, and thank you for joining us. So we have Simply Dana. She gets our broski point, Nate.
Got it.
We got what? Yeah. They're back there. You're gonna have to go behind my green screen. Sorry, guys. Random wife. There's a random wife. Yeah. Look, she done made me fade away, guys. So anyway, good morning to Johnny, Cajun Roots Reseller. It's in that box right there, Ash. Good Lord. We got Chris, Asian Reseller, with us. Good morning, Chris. Christina, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Good morning to you. DC Sales, the master of the license plate. What is up, D? Got Kelly, the ECOM mom ward. Oh, look, Kelly's bringing me back now. I'm coming back. I'm like Back to the Future, like Marty McFly. There we go. We have Michael, Thrifting Goomba, in the house. What's up, Michael? Good morning. Nikki T, how's Zion doing? No money. G. What up, Greg? Got Uncle B's Old School Flips. What's up, Jimmy? Good morning, man. Shane M's in the house. What up, Shane? Justin, the Flippin Accountant, in the house, guys. If you haven't seen him yet, check him out. He'll be on the show on Wednesday.
Nice.
Flowtown Flip, what's going on? Good morning to you. Appreciate you being here. Christina Moore, good morning. I appreciate you being here as well. Jody, what up, my man? He's fresh off the Canadian Resellers Roundtable. Got Lady Luck Junk. What up, Danica? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Mike McCluskey. Appreciate you being here today, man. Got Justin Grimes Fines. Appreciate you being here, Justin. You guys aren't subbed yet to Grimes. He is trying to get to 100K by the end of May. And he also is Lion Tamer approved. And as you can see, he has served our country. And what better day to subscribe to somebody than Memorial Day when they've served our country?
Amen.
But if he hits that 100K by the end of May, I'm going to go OG Nate Dizzy. Boom. You guys can pick what kind of crazy.
Awesome.
You didn't know Nate used to rock them braids.
Oh,
Sweet.
You know,
I was an OG, triple OG.
oh gosh.
yeah, we're going to need a thumbs up just for Nate's old haircut and possibly my future haircut.
That's
I want to say what's up to Frank, a stroke of luck. Good to see you, my man. Frank and his wife will be joining Kelly and myself on Flippin Hope tomorrow. It'll be awesome. Michelle Lathan, good morning. Appreciate you being here. I think I got everybody. Anybody else I missed say something, I'd be happy to say hello. Definitely appreciate you guys being with us today on this wonderful holiday. Jennifer Hayes, good morning to you. Appreciate you being here. Adam, what's up, man? Record Crate, appreciate you being here as well.
Oh, just went black, guys.
That's all right.
First of all, you fell backwards or something. I'm like,
Yeah. I went down, man. Yeah. Man down.
What up, Myra? Good morning to you. Yeah, so I'm excited to have you guys on. Like I've seen you guys before, but I've never actually been on with you guys before. I might have been on with you one time, Sam. I don't remember if I have or not, but
yeah, he was on our show.
Yeah, briefly, like I hopped in. You guys threw out a link. I was on with you guys for a little while.
Yeah. But other than that, like I haven't had the opportunity to get on with you guys, and I'm always excited to get on with people that I haven't been on with before. So I'm pumped up for that. So tell us a little bit. How did you guys form the show, the Reseller Roundtable?
Dude, it's
Well,
all about Jacob.
yeah, I hit up Eric. I noticed he hadn't done any lives, and then I was pretty new to YouTube at that point, maybe like a month in. And then I noticed Sam also hadn't done any lives, and I was talking to both of them on Instagram. I hit up Eric, asked if he wanted to do something. We agreed on Friday night, and then I was simultaneously talking to Sam. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm sure Eric wouldn't care. You wanna jump in on this with us?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go for it."
That's awesome.
Yeah. Talk about like the universe was like kind of like syncing up at the same time, because like at that time I was like, man, I need to like collab. Like, you know, if you watch any like content creator for YouTube content creators, they're always, you know, the first thing to build up your channel is like collab. And I'm like, oh man, like, you know, there's no shot that like anybody 1K and up is gonna want to do anything with me. So, you know, I gotta look for guys who are just starting like myself. And I just heard like a lot of Josh and Harry Tornado kind of like talk about how they used to collab and help each other grow.
Yeah.
And then, and of course I've seen you guys. I was like, man, I need something like that. So it worked out.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something that we're real big on too. We always try to collab with as many people as we can, and because the thing is, like, everybody has new viewers in the community. You know what I mean? Like, like me and Nate, we don't even like discriminate. Like, you could have like 5 subs. You know what I mean? We don't discriminate against that, because hey, that could be 5 people that have never ever heard of me or Nate. You know what I mean? Like, so, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, we're pretty equal opportunity when it comes to that. You know, plus we like to help people grow too, because there's been tons of people that have, you know, either shouted us out or, you know, brought us on to their shows or whatnot in the past too. So we like to pay that forward.
Yeah,
It makes it more fun.
I think the other side of all that too is like, man, honestly, to have somebody else with you, kind of going through the same thing that you're going through, and you can bounce ideas off of. You can, you know, kind of get input outside of putting it all out in front of everybody to get input. It's great to be able to do that. So, you know, for all of us, I think we definitely have grown just from our short time in collaboration, for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know, we obviously appreciate you guys and all the ones before us, because I see the two of you kind of in that same boat, you know, that you guys are, you know, going back and forth, helping build each other up, you know, build the channel, you know, build the community. So that's kind of what we want to do as well. So
yeah, doing a show by yourself and doing it with
That's the good
2 or 3
too.
people,
And the
like,
more
it's amazing what you could do together compared to just doing by yourself. Because I know for the first couple times I ever went live by myself, like on just like a working hangout, it was like I was glued to the chat, like my mind went blank. And if you get kind of like that, you can just kind of pass the ball off to your co-host or the person you're doing it with. So it just makes it so much like better, like content for the viewers, for sure.
It's definitely like, like a relay race, where you're kind of getting tired at your leg of the race and you just hand the baton off and you kind of carry each other through.
Yeah, that's it.
Definitely. Every day that you do a topic or a show or anything like that, there's going to be some days that, maybe you don't have as much information on what's going on, but the other person does. So, like, there's also that, too, where you can hit each other's expertise and hit them hard and have another perspective, someone maybe not knowing that perspective, like me with the Amazon side and Anthony with the eBay side. So we're like not good vice versas of each other. And like, we could do different things with different ideas and stuff like that.
And I think that's like the great part, though. Watching you guys, like, I don't know, like you guys don't really have an ego. You don't really have an ego like with each other, and like I feel like that's kind of what we've benefited from. Is like finding somebody who you can kind of like shoot the breeze with, give opinions to, but like not get an ego or triggered response.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because me and Nate just kind of click because we're just like friends in real life. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like a natural vibe type thing. Yeah. The thing that's kind of cool though about doing a show with somebody, this is like the third show that I've done with somebody now, and every single time there's almost like a camaraderie, like a teammate type camaraderie, or like almost like a bandmate type thing. Because I've been in bands, I've been on teams, and it almost kind of has that kind of feel to it too.
Mm-hmm.
Where you kind of support each other and just kind of grow that like tight knit bond type thing. So I think that like really goes a long way in making a show successful too. It's just the natural chemistry of, the people that are on it.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
Just out of curiosity, what made you guys? Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, I think it's one of those things too. You learn, how to kind of do a show together. A lot of people think like, I know you guys probably deal with some of this too. Like when, have a general idea of, hey, like we're kind of getting to the point now that if we do have a dead space, like we kind of can know, hey, it's my turn to jump in. Let's go ahead and do this. And ask questions, kind of work at it more from a team angle than just no one person dominating the conversation, or trying to just make it to where it is more of a community sense. So
definitely, absolutely. What was the thing that made you guys want to get into YouTube to begin with?
For me, it was, honestly, I've watched a bunch of YouTube, like once I got in reselling just to try to learn some stuff. And, I watched guys who, most of the time when you think of YouTube, like for me, we live pretty close to where Mr. Beast is, like within an hour and a half. My daughter used to live in the same town as him. So it's one of those things that I'm like, you think of something like that when you think of YouTube, but then, also for me, YouTube, I've used in a lot of other aspects of my life as far as how-tos, like how to fix this or how to do that, or, that kind of thing. And then when I got into reselling, I looked at, there's plenty of resellers out there. And they all have a different perspective. There's some people that are trying to just copy somebody else's stuff. But there's, everybody has something different to bring to the table. And like by picking and thrifting and doing the thing we do, we all find different stuff too that you would have never known about unless you saw on somebody else's channel. And then I watched some of those content creators and I was like, man, those guys, like, I can do what they're doing. Honestly, I can pull that off. It's a little harder than what you thought it was, but you can do it for sure. So that's what got me going on it.
How about you, Jake? Go.
Awesome.
So I wanted to start basically like Eric. I was watching a lot of YouTube, I thought the community seemed super supportive. And so that was a big reason. And then me being kind of younger compared to a lot of people on here, I don't have a lot of people to share it with. Like my friends, if I tell them I resold something, they're like, dang, you're making some money. But really the main person I share my reselling tips and sales with is my dad. and he's doing all kinds of just like wheeling and dealing. He's kind of like does what like Taco Stacks and a bunch of scrappers do, but he also does eBay, and he's really big into antiques. So I just kind of wanted to share some of his finds as well.
That's awesome. Does he ever do stuff with you as far as your YouTube channel?
No, one video I got him to come in, but he's not really big on it.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe in the
that's
future.
how my mom is. I went to Goodwill with her last week, and I had a clip of her in the video. She was like, "If that goes on YouTube, I will like slaughter you." So I was like, I had to like edit her out of the video.
My dad was like, I'll throw on sunglasses so you don't recognize me. I'm like, sure, yeah, that'll help.
I want to say what's up to Aaron, Best Offer Queen. Appreciate you being here. Jimmy, Infamous Stacker, what is up? Nate is repping that infamous juice on his head. Big Texas Picker. Appreciate you being here, my man. And I think I said hello to everyone else. Sam, how about you, man? What got you started with YouTube?
I pretty much, echo both of like Jacob and Eric's thoughts. Like, I kind of started off by just learning stuff on YouTube, and I fell into the reseller rabbit hole. And it wasn't long before I started getting involved in chats. Like, I actually created like a new YouTube channel just, for my primary, just so I could kind of like be in on the sneak. And then, before I knew it, I had a logo. I slapped a tiger on top of a suit, and my buddy's like, Dapper Tiger. I was like, let's roll with that. And, and I've been sitting on the fence for a while, like watching how to make YouTube videos and creating content. And it was, I was so, I don't know, the community itself felt so inviting. I was like, I can do this, it's not as crazy, as I thought it was going to be. It felt like safe to kind of jump in. And, on top of that, like I'm not a picture guy. I do it for the gram sometimes, but I don't really document much stuff. And like my parents really never documented my childhood. So like with the baby on the way, I'm like, well, this would be something that like my kid can look back to, like when we were doing stuff, like when you hear your parents tell stories about whatever, like at least there's like a little video to kind of like give them some insight what was going on.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
It's kind of like
part of the reason why I
like to do it. Because like I could show my kids like this is what your dad used to do all those hours in his basement, taking on it and hiding all the toys that you guys wanted, but he sent them to Amazon or eBay, and Dad got to buy this and this and
you
that.
You made their day last night, though.
Yeah, I did.
You made their day last night.
I gave my daughter it was like a super nice like Buzz Lightyear that like does all the noises and stuff like that. It was like a really, really, really nice one. So I let her have it because I had one similar. I sent it to Amazon. I bought it on Amazon clearance for $26. It sold for $120 or $110, something like that. So I was like, I knew she really wanted it, and I only had one, so I had to send it in for that much money. So when I got this other one, I was like, I'm just gonna give it to her. So they're probably upstairs fighting if you hear them whining and crying because they literally fight over that one because it's so awesome.
It's funny though because when his kids like he'll go up there to like correct them, like to have them stop screaming or something. He'll be like, "Daddy, gotta send your toys to Amazon."
Like, put them in a box. Put them in a box. You don't pick them up, or they'll be going down. No, man. They start picking up toys real quick.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, just them seeing what I do, seeing like kind of like like what it takes to be an entrepreneur in a way. Maybe if it's not reselling, like it could be them start their own company or eventually partner up or do something where some type of business is involved. At least they can go back and say, my dad was really trying to push the envelope when he first started, and now look where he's at. I hope hopefully have a pretty decent success story at the end of this. But
I mean, like, that's like kind of like, what I want to do for like my kid. My dad did that for me, and it looks like Jacob's dad did it for Jake, like where he had his hustle. Like my dad immigrated here, didn't know the language, and figure out how to start his own business twice and like made it work. So it's like, talk about no excuses whatsoever, right? So many barriers. And I watched him hustle, and he like would bring me in, and like I watched guys like you guys, you're having your YouTube show, and I can hear your kids in the background. It's real though, it's like, that's real life. It's not like, we're trying to do this not in a highly produced studio.
Right, exactly. We try to give that look, but of course we're in our dingy basements, and we got.
Right. And you saw my wife just like ghettoly like walk through and break up the bag to get some batteries.
Bro, it happens.
Yeah, I know you're laughing, but I need double A's. Like, I want to say what's up to Tommy Bernard. I appreciate you being here, Tommy. Tommy has a show every Thursday and Saturday evening. You guys want to go check him out. He has a really awesome show that he does with Tracy Hinkley.
Sunday evening.
Yeah, Sunday and Thursdays.
My bad. I get that wrong every time. Thursday and Sunday evening. My bad. Sorry, Tommy. And Thrift Beast is in the house. Want to say what's up to Chris, one of my favorite Canadians.
The thing you learn, like when you go to Tommy's show, you get a lot of learning moments, aha moments. And my aha moment last night is that Chris Thrift Beast is a Canadian Idol.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude can sing. So if you haven't gotten he's doing like singing battles against other Twitch streamers. I learned that last night. That was awesome.
Cool.
I'll have to go check out.
I didn't know that. I'd be watching. I heard him sing like a Justin Bieber song one time on Victoria's channel, I think.
Dude, he was like singing a duet with Hey There Delilah last night. I was like, oh, it's What You Do to Me.
That's a good song. I have to check that out. That's awesome.
We should try and do like some type of collab with a bunch
Thrift
of creators.
Beast is like a teenage heartthrob, guys.
Seriously.
Reseller idol.
We're gonna need Dan M to make a reseller idol picture of Thrift Beast now.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
You can add him to your stable. Nice hair, straight out of Toronto, Canada.
That's gold.
Yeah, it's one of those things. That is the cool thing. Like, everybody brings something to the table. I mean, you can watch most any reseller's show and the lives. Like, you can learn something if you're looking for it. And I used to be a lurker too, and sometimes I'll pop in people's show and I'm just listening to it because honestly, you can sit here and watch this stuff all day long. And do so. Watch these guys. Everybody wants the watch time for sure, but I watch YouTube videos and I'll be listening and doing other things. So I try to pop in and be like, hey, I'm here, guys, but I'm doing other things. But yeah, you pick up on things. Even in our live the other night, we had this young guy, Omar, and he dropped some knowledge that I was like, whoa, I had no clue like you could do that. Or just some little nuggets you pick up here or there. And then hanging out's fun too. Like, you definitely enjoy doing that. Tommy's show, man, I'm always dozing off by the time that dude comes on. So I did pop in for a little while last night, and then I was like, I'm out. Like, I literally think I went to sleep with it on. But anyway, it's good.
Did you see who's in the chat, Nate? Mama. Get you a little Freddie, Mama.
I think that's awesome about.
She likes that Freddie.
Like, you can have YouTube playing. Like, I have like the wireless headphones, so I'm able to go ship, do whatever. I can even go upstairs, and it still connects to my computer. So like, like a lot of times I'll say what's up, and then I'll kind of start doing what I'm doing, but I'm still like listening and like you said, like trying to pick up like nuggets, because I was still I've never stopped learning this game. That's why I like it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's always new stuff coming. There's always new items to look out for. There's always new niches that you never thought about reselling that was big money. And there's so many different ways to do it, but so much knowledge. So I'm always listening and up, and I'm up till 3, 4 in the morning. And like tomorrow's gonna be a long pack night because of merch fill. But you know what I mean, like,
I just saw that. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Grimes said I get Jolly Ranchers with Rosa Benadryl before I go live. I don't believe that, man.
Yeah, he said that was his nugget for us was the Jolly Rancher trick.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know if someone
All right, so Tommy wants me to share this. Can you pull that up on your thing, Nate? Because I can't do it through StreamYard.
Yeah, I got you.
It just comes up on the screen.
Buckle up.
Is this PG-13 for me or?
I mean, it's Tommy Bernhardt.
No,
I'm gonna say it's okay because it's thrifty.
I'm gonna say get your blood pressure medicine ready.
Oh yeah,
here it is.
Look at this. You already know.
Oh wait, I gotta put the sound up.
Is he battling?
Yeah.
Can you hear the sound?
If that mic wasn't so expensive, you'd drop it.
No, we can't hear your sound, dude.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't hear any audio.
Just imagine it's going
TV.
well.
Hello.
Here we go.
I can hear it now.
Yeah, I forgot to click the stupid box.
Here we go.
Hey there, Delilah, what it's like in New York City. I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty. Yes, you do.
Nice.
Love it.
As bright as you.
Yeah.
It's true.
Is that Delilah?
Hey there,
Yeah.
Delilah, don't think about the distance. I'm right here if you get lonely.
He's funny for that, man. That's awesome.
But
Oh, it's what you do to me. 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 What you do to me.
We should have a resellers.
Hey there, Delilah.
We got talent.
Times are getting
He's
hard.
one for singing.
Girl, someday I'll pay the bill.
Resellers got talent.
Yeah. Just do different talents, like hidden talents. That'd be awesome.
My word is good.
Hey there, Delilah, I've got so much left to say. Every simple
I think she's got a little mixing on her voice, man. A little auto tune kicking in the back.
But she's got some mixer action going on for sure.
That sounds. Yeah.
Like
We
Chris
have
is
it all. Oh, it's what you do to me. Oh, it's what you do to me.
Nikki T asked who's going to be Simon if we have America's Got Talent. Resellers got talent.
Oh, it's what
man.
you do to me. Here we go.
1,000 miles seems pretty far, but they got planes and they in the car. I'd walk with you if I had no other way.
So beautiful.
Our friends would all make fun of us, and we'll just laugh along because we know that
So when
none
she
of
said
them
that, I would have to stop and be like, you know what? Like I had to do that. Like I couldn't finish that
Get
song.
through the world will never ever be the same.
I felt the response would have been needed.
And you're to blame.
Like, are you trying to like psych her out, Chris? Like when you're getting in the camera like that?
It's like a freak out.
Yeah.
That's what makes me think it's more of a battle than a duet when he's doing stuff like that. Trying to mess. It looks like he's kind of messing her up.
Don't mess up. He's psyching her out.
That's awesome.
I will.
Oh, it's what you
Is that
do
what-
to me.
I'm tired.
Oh,
That is
what
funny.
you do to me. Oh, it's what you do to me. Oh, it's what you do to me. What you do to me.
You know it.
I can't go that low. Woo! Yay!
Chris is like, whatever, I got range.
That was so fun. Thank you for having this open.
No, thank you.
That's funny. Dude.
Awesome.
It's funny.
I think we lost Anthony. There's only 4 of us. I think he just sent a message saying his computer went down.
Oh,
man. He was a little fuzzy for a second. So
yeah.
It was like almost like he was like, I thought he was on his phone for a second because like someone would start talking and then he would it was like that little like dead space. And then
like almost like delay or something going in.
So I thought he was getting the delay or whatever. Like he was like a little bit late on delay. So I thought, like it was almost like he was on his phone or whatever. So I guess
Tommy said Anthony left to start a Twitch channel.
Chris, that was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Not only the singing part, but the extra extras of the stare down and everything else. That was great.
That was funny, man.
I saw there was an app. It was like Smooly or something like that. SMULE, and it's like where you do sing against people or whatever, like that. Similar to what they were doing there. I've seen the ads pop up a lot, but I watched a few videos on it.
I have to check it out. Hey, how do you spell it? SMULE.
SMULE, I think it's what it is. But it's basically like you sing with people.
Okay, here it is. It's it's a karaoke app. Smule.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I want to check it out. Not that I'm a singer, of course, but
nah, it's fun to watch that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially Chris giving the scary eyes.
That's great. What up, Alex? Good to see you, man.
Frank's comment.
The show's kind of on life support until Anthony comes back because we can't highlight stuff, we can't share stuff. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, that's it.
Share
if anybody's got any questions in the chat, man, feel free to drop them.
Yeah, definitely. So what are some different things that you guys like to find and get? Like, is there a specific niche of stuff that you guys like finding that's not like, the video games, and is there something else you guys enjoy getting into? Like with the reselling.
When I first started, I got action figures, man. I just happened to find them, so I enjoy that stuff. Like I know you do toys and stuff as well, but I got like 6 boxes of loose Marvel figures, so I enjoyed that just because it kind of. But for the most part, for me, I think too, like things that I grew up with, like whether it be video games or comic books, or I don't do a lot with comic books just because it's a lot of work, but things that I remember, like retro electronics, all that kind of stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm slowly trying to build up my like systems back up to where they used to be. Like I used to have every system basically from like Sega, NES, Atari. I think Atari was the oldest one I had all the way up, where I had the 64s and everything else, and then I got rid of them all, and that was a mistake. I should never did that. Because now I'm trying to get a N64 and a Super NES, and they're like $100 a pop or whatever.
Yeah,
that's a fun one at a garage sale, but those are like far and
rare. Yeah,
rare in between. Finding it for like a $10 bill, unless it's like literally looks like it's holding on for dear life, like the case is like barely like duct taped together. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I've found some of them brown ones. I've tried to do the retro bright stuff, but it's like that's some work doing that.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, honestly, even if it was like that, like that'd be fine. I'd be fine with it as long as it worked, because I could at least set it up and just play it down in my basement, or at least test some games or whatever.
Yeah,
But
use it to test.
I definitely want to start like getting back into video games like I used to, because I used to play a lot of like mass multiplayers, like on the computer or online. Like used to play like Smite for Xbox One, like real heavy, and I haven't done that in a long time. So
yeah, fortunately for me, like I played sports a lot when I was a kid, like sports games too. So that stuff is always cheap, like unless it's like rare. But so if I want to play it, but
I was playing NHL 96 last night. Testing on SNES.
Awesome.
Pirate,
Wow.
appreciate you being here, my man. Pirate's been putting on some killer auctions, guys. Like pretty much every day at like 1 Eastern for the most part. I think it's like 10 o'clock out his time.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he's been putting out some like really, really killer auctions.
Nice.
Check him out if you haven't.
So Nate had asked us what we like to get into. Jacob, how about you, man?
I was really last year primarily before I got into YouTube. I was really just mainly selling hats. They were selling like crazy. I mean, I sold so many hats. I used some of that money as down payment on my house that we bought last year. It was like hats were selling like hotcakes, man.
Dude, you're gonna be the Mad Hatter of YouTube, man.
What'd you say?
You're gonna be the Mad Hatter of YouTube.
Oh no!
You need to have a logo, right? Of you with like the Mad Hatter's hat with all these hats flying all the times.
Right. Yeah, it was fun. I'm still trying to sell a lot of hats, but I've definitely got into video games and just antiques that my dad plugs me with every now and then.
That's what's up, man. Like my antique game is like straight doo-doo brown, man. Like I don't know nothing about antiques.
Yeah,
so
I just ask him.
Yeah,
it's nice resource to have. Plus, my dad's like one of my best friends, so that helps too.
That's good.
Definitely.
At 37 minutes, we have our first doo-doo brown.
Hey, that reminds me, Jay, you saying the hat thing.
There's our friend. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, my kids were telling me, like, I was telling them about coming on this show today, and they're like, Dad, you wear the dad hat all the time. He's like, so I did bring
that hat's cool though.
Flat bill. So
this is kind of a dad hat, Eric.
Old Miami Hurricanes.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's probably a $100 hat right there.
Yeah, that's back in the day when I was in school, man. I was a Canes fan. I lived in Florida, so they back when they were paying them all.
Yeah, right. Pro. There were semi-pro college back then.
Yeah,
for sure.
These boys are crazy.
Thrifting or Flippin Accountant says I'm selling a lot of women's nail polish lately. Don't tell anyone. Secret safe with us, man.
Yeah.
If I see you in your next video with colorful nails, I won't ask any questions.
Dude, maybe this Wednesday, like me and you are gonna get like mani pettied when he comes on the show.
What?
Never know.
Hey, Heinz Ward did it to catch the ball better, so
Yeah,
Did he?
you never know.
Did he
We
really?
might have to go all out Wednesday, Nate. We might have to go on location from the nail salon.
Heinz Ward always got a manicure before every game because he swore it helped him catch the ball better. I don't know how, but
Can you imagine how much better you would be at unloading them trucks at work if you like would get your manicure game on, Nate? Like seriously, you would have zero trouble like in moving them pallets and all that stuff, Nate. You'd be employee of the month all over again. The Burns would be happy with you.
I wish I got
Win-win situation.
I wish I got employee of the month. They're probably like, why is he still working here? Type situation with me.
There you go. See? It's pirate approved. It's already been stamped, pirate approved. Live Manny Petty with y'all. That's the show.
Mr.
Man.
Burns.
There he is.
I think
have to
Sam
do it now. I can't back out. Oh, that's cool.
I got him for the show.
Dude, you
Came
still need to order that Mr. Burns stuff off Grimes, man. You need to have like an entire Mr. Burns collection. That's what you need to collect. Like,
Excellent.
Mr. Burns.
Man, my dad raised me on The Simpsons.
I love The Simpsons. Don't get me
That's
wrong. but,
awesome.
like,
You guys are fans.
I don't want to have like a whole collection of somebody in real life that I would look at and be like, this is my boss who I can't stand. And
Yeah.
have him all around me.
We could take that to a firing range and shoot it.
Oh yeah.
You want
Do
to
it. Blow it up.
I may or may not be able to carry or fire any weapons though. So you have to
so what you're saying is go get a pew pew and take you into the woods to shoot it.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I'd go all sideways with it for you.
That's what you get, Mr. Burns. Write me up for being a lady cat.
I've been going into work like 25 minutes early every day just so there's no possible way I can get another write-up or whatever, because he literally wrote me up over 3 minutes one day. And I told him I don't know if you got, like, I've said this a couple times, but like my vehicle, like I had some type of engine issue. So like literally my car was sitting in like, like I'm sitting at a red light or a stop sign. I'm not really gunning the gas above like 2,000 RPMs. Like literally it like starts to like, good. Like my engine starts to like sound like it's going to shut off basically. So that's what I was dealing with for the last 2 weeks till I got my van, which I got Saturday. And, like I told him that, and he still wrote me up over it. I was like, he was telling me, he goes, I just went to the dealership yesterday. You can get your vehicle service. I says, it needs an engine, not a spark plug. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Man.
Are you even listening to anything I'm saying to you right now?
It's great.
Good old Mr. Burns.
Yeah. So do you have any Mr. Burns updates from like over the weekend or anything like that?
No. I hope he never really comes in unless like something's going down. So like if there's like an audit coming or like we're off maybe one day during the week or something, he'll come in on a Saturday or Sunday. But Sundays are usually Burns free. So it's usually pretty awesome to work Sundays. That's usually why I don't call off, even though I have to be there at 5 a.m.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a
so when you unload the trucks, do you do it all by like machinery, or do you like actually have to get in there and like carry boxes and stuff?
Oh no, we use like pallet jacks and mini forklifts to unload it. And then after we unload it, that's when we have to bust them down and break them down into what they are, because they come stacked like however they get sent, so it's all mixed. And so that's where the big pain in the butt is, doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it's essential to feed America.
It sure is.
True.
You're like the new age American patriot, Nate. It's because of you I'm gonna have burgers and hot dogs on my grill this afternoon. I salute you, sir.
If you go to Five Guys, you may or may not have some burgers from where I work at.
Yep. You have Nathan Dismare to thank for that, folks.
I love Five Guys. There aren't any around me though, really. Like 2 hours is probably the closest.
We just DoorDashed them the other night.
I don't know if that's like a national, like throughout the United States type thing, or is this kind of
it's probably more regional.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, one of the owners comes to the Outer Banks. They actually have like one of the owner-owned stores here on the Outer Banks. So like I met the guys that do all the remodel and stuff. In the summertime, I drive a little Uber, and so I actually Ubered those guys. They were doing the full remodel, and they were like, "Yeah, this is the owner's store. Like, this is like the place he brings people to show them, hey, this is
that's cool."
So
that's actually a pretty good idea, especially because of where you're located. You know, doing that during like the summer months where it's maybe depending on your business. Some businesses fall off a little bit during the summer. Some do okay. It just kind of depends on what you buy, of course.
We get slammed here on the Outer Banks, like with tourists. So, like, it's definitely worthwhile.
Definitely.
To do that.
You might even want to look into like like the Eats or the Instacart or DoorDash or whatever too.
Yeah, I've done a little. I've tried the Instacart stuff. It just time wise, it don't really pay.
Really?
And they got a lot of problems with it. Like I'm not sure if you've seen any of that stuff. They do that whole tip baiting stuff. So like you may have a promised tip of like $20, and they can change the tip after you do the delivery. So like I've had that happen a few times, and I only did maybe 3 or 4 deliveries. Then I'm like, I'm out. I'm done with that.
That's
cool. When you're spending like an hour and a half to do all that, and then you get paid like $10, then no, that ain't hitting on nothing.
Yeah, if they like, for example, like say like there's like a tip rate thing that they have. Like if you get there and deliver the stuff that they want within this time frame, because it's in this many items, you should be locked in at this tip or whatever. And if it takes a little longer, then you lose a little bit. It should be like time incentive based, sort of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just not like, and like a lot of the a lot of that stuff here, everything's 3 stories. So then like you get the people like, hey, can you bring it upstairs? I'm like, dude. I was like, I'm just taking people to restaurants. Like, I ain't got to do no lifting. I ain't got to carry.
Can you parkour up to my apartment, please?
Parkour.
Here, all the beach houses, like none of them are on the ground level, man. They're all like, and every one of them, like the kitchens and stuff, are all the way at the top, so that you can see out over the ocean and all that kind of stuff.
Of course.
So, I'm like,
I'm probably gonna be literally grilling off some stuff at like 10 o'clock tonight, just because I want to have a official like Memorial Day burger today, not like a Wendy's burger. Or Five Guys is about as close as you get to a real burger, like a home burger, because their meat's definitely the good stuff. But
you guys have Cookout? Have you ever been to Cookout?
No.
That's a North Carolina thing, but they I think they're branching out. A lot of college towns have Cookout. And it's like they taste like straight, like cooked on the grill burger. Like they got that charcoal taste to them.
That's
and
awesome.
They're dirt cheap, dude. Like $5. Like $5 for a tray, they call it. It's like you get a burger, like a bunch of different styles. Your sides are, you can get another burger as a side. Like if you don't want to that, but they have like quesadillas and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they made it cheap like that for college town.
Yeah, definitely, James. That's a great point too. And we definitely do respect and honor everybody that served the country and died, and just like Nikki T said, freedom isn't free. Someone paid the price for it. Whether for us being able to sit here and we wouldn't even be able to do this if it wasn't for somebody laying their life on the line. We could be in some kind of communist society or something like that, but we can freely stream on YouTube, talk about reselling, doo-doo brown, and all kinds of stuff. Right. And it's because somebody was bold enough to stand up and give their life for the freedom of their family, their friends, and their countrymen. So definitely wonderful day for that.
100%.
Yeah, I saw in Victoria's show this morning that they were showing James and Larry's pictures from serving. So obviously we do thank those guys for sure for serving.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So good morning to Bill Stoner. Appreciate you being here, man. Always fun to hang out with you. Definitely appreciate it. We got Anthony Bluegrass Picker in the house. Really appreciate you being here as well, man.
What up?
Every time I think of you, I just think of, hey, Bluegrass, you want to go thrift shopping? Just makes me smile, man. I love that intro.
It's funny.
All sports highlights. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, you can tell I definitely don't despise a barbecue myself. We're going to eat like champs here today in Pittsburgh. I'll tell you that much.
That's what's up.
Yeah, if I
I'm
wasn't
going to need
getting
like a
paid,
wheelbarrow to get out of my backyard after I'm done.
if I literally wasn't getting paid like an insane amount of money today, I'd have been off.
But if you really want, I'll save you some food. So I'm going to have like way too much food, dude. Like, you should see the amount of food my wife bought. Like, we literally are only having a few people over, and we have enough food to probably feed 15. So it's going to be interesting. Granted, I could probably eat enough food for like good 2.5, 3 people. So that at least covers part of it.
Reseller like eating challenge. Yo, we could do our own like hot dog eating contest, do a Zoom or something.
That would be awesome.
I mean, because they're
sometime.
You think they're gonna have Joey Chestnut in Coney Island this year?
You know,
Who knows?
I'll be Kobayashi.
Have you seen where those guys train for that stuff? That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And guys eating like bowls upon bowls of noodles and stuff. It's nuts.
Yeah, because you can't get hot dogs over in Japan, so he has to eat a whole bunch of weird stuff. And, like, people just like throw stuff in front of him just to see if he'll eat it.
That's weird.
There's no hot dogs in Japan. What?
So they have to eat like these like preserved sausages. It's just like it's different out there, you know.
That's strange. I've never heard that before. Like, I thought hot dogs were like universal.
We have
Nah.
to start sending hot dogs FBM to Japan.
Yeah.
So I have to make some
Cold
some
pack. Cold pack.
cold pack. Yeah.
Dude.
About that Oscar
There's-
Fire. You know about that.
Man, that's crazy.
Throw them
Yeah,
some
I just-
sugar dells. The pirates be cooking.
I just never thought that, honestly, that was not made there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a fun fact for the day. Right
Yeah.
there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, my mind is blown.
There'll be some research being done here shortly.
Me and Nate are going to become the wholesale suppliers of hot dogs to all of Asia.
Oh my god. Yo, though,
There might
like,
be, there might be
they're
some.
We're going to be known as the Wiener King.
you never know, man. Like, I saw a video the other day of like these Chinese people who are cornering the baby formula market in Australia. Like, they just go in teams and just buy out every store of baby formula and resell it back to Chinese people.
Wow.
It's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So if you want to do that with hot dogs, I'm down.
We'll take over.
You heard it there, folks. Get your hot dogs. We got sugar down. We got what are they? Oscar Myers and Ballpark and all kinds of yummy wiener.
Yummy. Wow. Wow.
That word choice.
Advertise it as that.
We
Might
got
get kicked off.
I'm gonna have to make a clip of that.
we have Jennifer Hayes dropped Calvin's link. Appreciate you being here, Calvin. There's
Okay.
2 other people that jumped in. Perlini, good morning to you. And my cat just unplugged my light. If it can happen today, folks, it will. I promise you.
Said I can barely see you guys. No.
Oh, you jag. You just like scratched me for a treat.
Yeah, we used to call those red hot dogs, you know, the ones that like turn the bun red when you put them in there. We called them gut grenades when we were younger.
What a great name.
That is pretty awesome.
Like, give me a pound of chip ham and don't forget the gut grenades.
Yeah,
You guys are making me hungry, man.
You came on the show with a couple 6'3", 6'4", 300, 350, type of resellers. You're gonna hear some foods. Breakfast should have been first choice when you woke up. We hungry. We hungry.
Breakfast is the choice in my house because Nala's trying to get some treats.
Yeah, Bill Stoner's talking about. He knows what I'm talking about. They're actually called Red Hots, is what they're called.
Yes.
But
Good boy.
yeah, the old gut grenade.
Yeah. Good way to set the tone for the day. Start off with a gut grenade.
Yeah,
Right? Clean you right out. Oh man. Occasion, so I'll take some brownies. Yeah,
Me too.
Love me some brownies.
Oh man, Christina's been wanting some brownies. You just put it in her head, so I know I'm gonna have to go out and get some brownie mix a little after this.
Gooey brownies.
She's like, "You're right."
Oh Lord Jesus!
I'm like baby Uber Eats.
Dan M has officially graced us with his presence this morning, guys.
I knew I heard.
I think he's been lurking. I saw him way earlier.
He was talking to me in the chat. Yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
a little.
Good boy.
yeah. Sam, has Christina been having the weird craving stuff during the pregnancy?
It's been more of like her sweet tooth, So like gestational diabetes kind of runs in her family. So we've been trying to like just be good about the sweets, just sticking to more like fruit stuff, and then every now and then like processed sugars. I don't want to be a jerk about it, but so I think at like 30, 39, 40 weeks, she's allowed to have some brownies.
Yeah, you reckon?
I'll let her ride. Don't get me wrong, she's a full-grown woman. She will walk to that grocery store herself and get that brownie mix and bring it back, bake it in front of my face.
Yeah.
She don't care.
That's it.
I'm gonna tell the wife, okay, when I come home from work, I hope to have burgers, gut grenades, and brownies. Anything else would be un-American.
Those gut grenades sound like they'd wouldn't mix well with a hangover.
Hey, TJH, what is up? Yeah, definitely a hot day in Pittsburgh. Feels nice though. Haven't had very many of those lately.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for the heat to come around up here because we got threatened for snow in May. What?
Are you ready for the latest creation from Dan and Dane?
You know it.
Oh yeah. Edition.
You should have got the big eyes. You should have got.
Oh yeah.
Oh dude.
When he was up close to the camera, yeah. That was funny, man.
Yeah.
Dan did one for me for Wedding Crashers, slapped my face on it, crashing the reseller rally with Joey Bada Bang.
Yeah, I saw that one. That one was cool.
Cracked me up.
Yeah, that's cool, man. For sure.
So, what kind of stuff do you guys have planned for the show? Like, is there any kind of concept or anything like that for anybody that hasn't seen the show? Like, how would you describe it?
And we've tried to be informative for one, but really try to dig into the resellers. Like, we've been trying to. We all know everybody kind of travels in a circuit, right? So, like, you get same people asking the same questions, that kind of thing, a lot of times. So we're trying to do something a little bit different. Just try to pull a little deeper into the reselling world, and just bring some knowledge, if possible. Just from us, but then also from our guests. So just trying to, really be helpful and a show where you can leave and say, man, I learned some stuff today and that I can apply to my own reselling game or business or whatever you got going on, whether you're a beginner or whether you're somebody that's been around for a while, that's kind of what we're doing. This coming week, we actually have Andy Sometto on. So I don't think I've seen him in a live yet, but we're looking to see what he's got going on. And then, these guys, it is obviously a team effort. So I know Sam and Jacob, they're definitely, we're all trying to contribute to that. But
it's awesome. I want to say good morning to Glenn Swamp Picker. Appreciate you being here, my man. Always glad to see you, Glenn. Got Cat Nurse Flipper in the house. I really appreciate you being here as well, Cat.
But yeah, well, we were, like once we had like a couple of shows under our belt, we really sat down and we kind of powwowed. I said to the guys, like, I kind of don't want to be like an NBC, ABC where like, getting the hottest person, the most hyped person out there. And that would be nice too. But I don't know. I don't want to give off the vibe that like we're doing it to chase subs. Like, it's just coming back to our center and our focus, whether it's, we're promoting somebody, but in turn, the audience who are coming in, they're getting some value for that. The time that you're donating to us, it's Friday night at 8:00, like that's I think that's kind of a tall order. So I'm honored anytime like we have like a bunch of people in there, and if we can kind of return the favor of giving you guys something to walk away from, as well as like kind of what we look for everybody's YouTube channel, like a little bit of reselling, a little bit of flavoring of what their life and their personality is like. And if we can kind of highlight that and serve everybody at the same time, it's like, boom, that's a win.
Yeah, definitely.
Thing is, like when you're doing good content, and then not only that, like you're making it entertaining, have a few laughs, like the subs and stuff will come. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it really great show. Like you're not going for it, you're just having fun doing what you do, and the people will, the viewers will see like, okay, this is a cool hangout. These guys are down to earth. Like people will really dig in and come back and watch and spread the word, and that's really the best mix for success is some information, some entertainment, of course, and just good overall, like just being good people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's just really, appreciating like, all the questions and all the viewers coming and all the participation. Like we love that stuff. Like we love going with like how the chat runs sometimes and stuff like that, and just roll with it. It's because this is, it's not something we do like pre-recorded. So what's the, we want to make sure that the chat's always super involved and everything, so
right.
We just really like what we do, man. It's fun. Where else can you have fun like this and meet with so many cool people, and I've developed so many awesome friendships just because of YouTube.
I'm making it rain wrenches, just so you guys know. A few people let me know there's some gray in the chat. I don't like gray in my chat, so you guys are getting the official Picksburgh wrenching.
Yeah, we had talked too, like being that we're doing a show one time a week, like obviously sometimes we run a little long. Like having Omar this past week, man, we actually ran 2 hours, and for us that's a long time. But when you continue to get knowledge, every time we've had a show, I can tell you this honestly, every time we've had a show, I've learned something being there. So that's something that we were bringing to it, but kind of have that barbershop feel too, like that, it is us hanging out. But it'd be like going to the barbershop with like Bill Gates, or going to the barbershop with like, to where you're hanging out, but you're sitting there like sponging up some information too. And every show that I'm on with the guys, like I always tell them, like I keep a notebook like beside me and I'm writing stuff down, because like even this morning prior to chat, Anthony being in here with you and just learning about that VENDOO, man, that's something that is something that I can take and make application right now.
Absolutely.
So in our chat, like we see even like this last time, Tommy Bernard is sharing, dropping some info in our chat just about some things. Colton, if you guys haven't watched Redneck Resale, like, I mean, Colton, like he talks with a twang, but that dude's brilliant. Like, I mean, he's got some serious knowledge when it comes to reselling. So, I think you can pick something up from, being a part of the community, obviously, but, we want to have fun, have a good time, and enjoy one another and learn something that'll help propel people's businesses forward. They can be profitable. So
I want to take a minute and salute one of my favorite servicemen, LL Stash. Appreciate you being here, buddy.
There you go,
I know that you probably had a really late night because you've just been having your hands full lately with all of your ladies. So appreciate you waking up early and coming and enjoying the morning show with us, Larry. Thanks for your on the real though. Thank you for your service, Larry.
Definitely.
Absolutely, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
We love you, Larry.
Also, Justin, thank you for your service, and anyone else here that has served, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
For sure.
So Flippin Accountant is 2 away from 200. Can we
What's
get
up,
somebody to
man?
do a little push over there?
I'll double check, make sure I'm not been
Yeah, I'm already up to Justin. His Instagram is pretty great too. If you guys don't follow his Instagram, he's got a couple of as far as Amazon, he had a really great canned message that you could copy and paste for people were blaming you of price gouging.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very thoughtful, effective, message, and he drops little nuggets like that in there. So you guys should check that out.
I just subbed him. He's a little over 200 now.
Yeah, he's 202.
Oh, we got my boy Chris over here, Cajun reseller. He's only 4 away from 200.
Oh, let's get Chris.
Yeah, we need to get Chris over that 200.
I'm already subbed actually, but
that dude is the king of leaving comments and showing love.
He's 3 away.
A bunch of NFL pencils, I think, vintage NFL pencils.
Nice.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping a video later today, but man, I do thank everybody who's subbed to me, man. I just hit the 600 and it stuck this time. I've hit 600 3 times, but it's dropped back. I was teetering. But going on Colton's show yesterday, I hit 611, and it actually stayed there through the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it that I hit the 600. So do thank all the guys that subbed to me and the community as a whole, all the people that have supported me along the way. And obviously these guys that are on here with me are a big part of that as well. So
I'm gonna put it out there. If there's anything me and Nate can do to help you guys, don't feel free to reach out anytime. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Like Dapper said earlier, he wanted to do a show when he thought he couldn't get 1K people or hire channels to come do anything with him. I would think that. Always ask, man. Especially me and Anthony, we're always open to help people or do stuff with people. So you know what I mean? Never feel that we're too good or anything like that, because we're not. We're little channels too, and we just love the community. I love doing lives. If I can make it happen, I'll make it happen. You know what I mean?
Right
our
on.
schedule sometimes gets a little funky because of I work a weird, 2 to 9 or 2 to 10, so that makes it hard. But you can try to finagle it, or I can tell Mr. Burns I got to go home a little bit early. Cough, cough.
I forgot a wrench somewhere. Oh, my bad. I don't know why Pirate doesn't have one. We had Pirate on the show.
What?
My bad. Sorry about that, Mike.
Sometimes I think YouTube makes weird things happen.
I was just saying, on the flip side of not getting people to who have maybe a higher sub count, or monetized to pay attention to me. It's there's there might not. I'm sure they get proposition all the time. Hey, can you give me a shout out? Hey, can you do this for me? And it's before I ask, I want to just put out a resume. I'm already doing this. So when I do ask, and you look at my channel or you interact with me or you see me around in live, you already know, okay, this dude is worth my time to kind of mess with, and I kind of see that for anybody who's creating stuff out here. It's you're building your resume for other creators. So
definitely.
Yeah, I've heard somebody else talk about that too. Like even with doing collabs and stuff, is bring something to the table. I mean, like if you're just got somebody that say, "Hey, I want to get on your show so I can get more subs," then I'm probably not the guy to ask about that. But if you've got something to bring to the table, because we all see the sub for sub stuff out there. You see that kind of content out there that really that's what they're looking for. But I really feel like, and I mean, I've been in and out of you guys' show a lot, and throughout the day, I'm on people's shows, and most of the people I see here in the chat are people I recognize, and I see you guys bringing value to the community. So when Anthony reached out the other day, I was like, man, yeah, I would love to, because I'd hit him up and say, hey, we got this live going on with this guy who's not on YouTube. So we were kind of like, man, it's a good opportunity to bring this guy in because he knows a lot. But also, it's one of those things like to invite somebody into our community. It's kind of a big deal.
Definitely.
Like, we don't want to bring people into our community who may cause harm, or maybe somebody that's just like, hey, I'm here just to get your sub and bolt. Right. So, that's kind of how I feel. But like, I do appreciate you guys throwing the offer out there too. Like, and
appreciate it, guys.
I think we got a date nailed down for you guys too, being on the show. It's a little harder when you do one show a week to get everybody in. Like, we've got our schedule kind of planned out, but yeah, we definitely can't wait for that to have y'all on as well.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. Guys, that's going to be June 19th. I'm sure the show's not scheduled yet, but we will share that in our Facebook group as it gets closer. Yeah. But Fridays at 8 o'clock, guys, if you would show these guys love, I'd really appreciate it. In the description of this video, I have all of their links. So if you guys would go and just flood them with subscriptions, I'd appreciate that. That'd be really cool, just to like kind of help give them a little bit of a boost as their show starts to pick up momentum. But I definitely appreciate just the power of the community. Like, just two people, just 200, like in the last 5 minutes, just from the power of the community taking care of each other, and I think that's a beautiful thing. And as long as people stay community minded, I think that every single channel will continue to grow. And the more other channels grow, the more potential there is for other channels to continue to grow, because it just bringing more people in.
For sure, man.
I think that's awesome. Just pulling someone out of Instagram who the community doesn't know, or maybe they know from just Instagram, but maybe not as much as obviously we know a lot of people that are in our community, and bringing someone in fresh who's new and might have something totally fresh to bring in, to add into maybe something someone else is doing. And I think that's awesome that you guys are doing that. So it's really, because of my time restraints, it's hard for me to really dive in and like hunt down and find these people. But I mean, they are definitely out there, you know what I mean? And something I need to definitely try, and I definitely want to do, because you know what I mean, like, we definitely enjoy bringing new people into the community, or finding other groups that are out there that maybe we just don't know about, and bringing them in and seeing what they're about, and introduce them to us, and making our community bigger. That's the main thing, like, that I want to keep doing. I want to keep making this thing bigger and bigger and bigger. And just because the more people that are in it, the better it's going to be for everyone, from a knowledge standpoint, from just doing what we're doing, and lives, and everything else. So that's definitely something that I'm trying to find, those type of people that are just on Instagram or whatever, and maybe haven't thought about YouTube, or maybe they're a little bit too busy to do really a channel or whatever, but they'll come do an interview or something like that. So
I mean, like, it's like, I think it's like when you're comping for like Amazon, right? And like, you might have passed an item so many times and not realized that, hey, it's profitable on Amazon. It's a replenishable, in fact, until you get in that mindset, and I think once you do, it's like, I've been following Omar from day one of starting my Instagram up and doing my whole social media stuff. So, as we're kind of getting the show going, I'm racking my brain, and Omar comes up, I'm like the opportunity hit me in the face. And I was like, dude, we need to ask him, Of course, I ran it by the guys, got their blessing, and and it just worked out. So
it's awesome.
Yeah.
He
Well,
dropped
so-
a ton of knowledge too in that live. That was awesome.
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched that, man, I mean, it's definitely worth a watch because not just because it's our channel, but Omar, man, like that kid, he's been flipping since he's 16, man. Like and he's Jake's age. Like he's still
Similar situation to me, but more knowledgeable. I'll give him that. Of course, he's doing it full time, I believe, but
yeah,
it's awesome what he knows, man. It's crazy.
That's real cool, man.
He's jumped real big into the Amazon game too there, Nate. He like he's putting stuff together that I'm like, whoa, that's
Did you see the twang in his eye when you said that word?
yeah.
Peak the entrance of Nate Dizzy, the Amazon guru.
Yeah.
Maurice Market, Nate.
It's one of those things. I mean,
I'll drop his link.
Yeah, we haven't exclusively like said, hey, we're just going to look for guys outside the community. Obviously, we want to support the community as well, and you know, we've got people coming in, but we're trying to do something like to benefit the whole community, not just us. You know, we want to bring people in that are going to drop knowledge, or you know, try to dig out those little nuggets out of people that may have been there, but we just never have heard about it. So that's the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like shouldn't, because like, you know, now that I've done YouTube for a while, right? Like you just realize that like that subscriber number is just a number, and then sometimes when you're following a creator, you kind of have to look a little deeper, you know. And sometimes like, you know, you see the people with huge channels, and it's like you're not really getting that much, and then you see somebody who's got a smaller channel and they're dropping knowledge bomb. Maybe their videos aren't that great. Or they're not that great of like marketing themselves, but they have a lot to offer. And it's like, you know, I like how you guys, you know, what you guys are doing, bringing in new guys, and you know, and we get to meet these people that we never really ever heard of, you know, and they might offer some, they might not appeal to everybody, but you know, like a young dude who just moved out of his parents' house, who's, you know, trying to figure out on his own, find his identity and build a business at the same time, might appeal to somebody, you know, his age, 25, 16, 18, you know?
Absolutely.
A young guy making something of himself. You've just made the big time, Jacob. You know why? You've officially been made into a Dan M, the IT man creation.
Oh,
Awesome. Dan created that.
Yep.
Awesome, man. That's sweet. We were talking golf one time on live chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's funny.
You guys see the genesis of Dapper Tiger right now?
No, hold on.
Yeah.
He's got a
your screen's all
Yeah, he's having bad luck with that.
there
you go.
You're back. You're back.
All right. Yeah, I'm like on my phone, so talk about like rolling the punches. Like I've had to restart my computer like 4 times, and I've just shifted onto my phone. So
yeah,
it's important for me to like be on here with you guys. Hopefully, I'm not like messing up the.
No, dude, not at all. Not at all.
No, you're good. You're good.
You're bringing a whole lot of handsome to the stream, man. We need that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, guys.
We need some help.
I mean, this is compensation for not really wearing too much makeup. You know, I can hide the ugly a little bit.
Why do you
Dan
think I
said
got
the M stands for
overbearing
meme.
beard?
You are pretty much the king of meme, dude.
Definitely.
It is.
That was awesome, man.
There's no doubt.
Jennifer, I appreciate you sharing everybody's links too. That's awesome.
Yes.
He's the bomb.
And guys, when you see these links in there, please feel free to click them and show your other creators love. Because like we've been saying all show, we can reach our goals together. You know, if we all band together, we can do this.
For sure.
Tommy said your phone is sampling like shrooms.
Oh, gosh.
Oh god.
What the hell's in the house?
What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you, man.
That's
Thanks
cool.
for the-
They just had 200K, no?
Yeah, that's what I just seen.
Congratulations. That is amazing.
Congrats, man.
That's a huge,
Awesome.
huge number. That's awesome, man.
Those guys are going to go over 1 million. I'd be shocked if they don't go over 1 million in like the next 2 years. Like probably next year. Who knows? But
That's awesome.
yeah, you guys are killing the game. Really appreciate the example you're setting to the community and everything too. Rev Resells in the house. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, we had Rev on the week before, and
Mhm.
it's kind of crazy. Like he just hit the 1K, so that's awesome.
Got OSP in the house. Old school picker. Good to see you, Chris.
Rev must have been out hunting mosaics.
Yeah,
Johnny was saying that he was going to be on with our boys Glass City and I guess Buffalo. Or
Nice.
oh, that's cool.
maybe just Glass City. It might be Glass City show. But I think they do it together on either channel.
They swap between channels like you guys do.
I believe so, yeah. I think Buffalo is always Friday, and I think Glass City is always Tuesday, maybe, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Dude, thank you, Joe. I appreciate you, man. Joe's another good one, guys. If you don't know Philly Picker, check him out over there on the west side of PA. Wait, no, I'm on the west side of PA. He's on the east side of PA. My bad. I don't know my directions anymore, guys.
No,
So you know the reseller YouTube community is strong when the Pittsburgh guys can root for the Philly guy, right?
we have knocked down the barrier in the middle of the
Yeah.
state, and for YouTube, and
Yep.
For us
now,
Bama
football
guys.
season might be a little different if we play each other. But,
know.
Thank you so much, Kat. That's awesome of you. Definitely appreciated. Never expected though, but thank you. Really appreciate that. Fist bump. It's like what the hell status.
Boom.
I just knocked
Nah.
myself in Back to the Future again.
now you went into the flag.
I think Kat's about to break 1,500 herself.
Congratulations.
Cat's been putting in work.
Yeah, that's awesome.
clear.
Yep. That's awesome. I love seeing people hit them goals because then it reminds me that it's attainable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's been nice, like, and that's part of kind of what Jake and I were saying about getting started. It's like, it's not just getting started, it's watching people get, a whole community behind them. Watching Joey, you guys, Rev, Kat, like all cross like 1,000. And then like the help that people have been giving to just get their hours up, help them get monetized. Thrift Beast was another one. So, I mean, it's been cool watching everybody, join the 1,000 mark club and then the monetization club. So
the thing I really enjoy is like you see some of these people in the chats, and some people are just viewers for a long time, and then all of a sudden, boom, they come on a live stream. It's like, hey, now I feel like I really know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm not just looking at their icon and trying to think of what they would look like because their photo or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like West Max Gary, that one time he came live, and then he did a pre-record. Then he did an auction with us, so that was awesome. Like Dapper, you came on our channel. You know what I mean? Like that was cool. And that's what I really enjoy. I like seeing just like everybody, you know what I mean? Even if they don't have a channel and they just want to come tell their story or whatever, because everyone has a great story, because we all started from somewhere in our reselling like career or business or whatever. And it could be, desperation where you lost your job and you just had to turn nothing into something, or you just, side hustle or whatever, but it's all different. You know what I mean? They might be similar at the narrative of why they did it or whatever, but the what they took it from that point on is almost always going to be different. So I really enjoy that type of stuff.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's got something to bring to the table for sure. I mean, if you're doing it, whether on YouTube or not, I mean, just the whole reselling thing in total, man, everybody, like I said, people find various things, or people may have a little bit better way of doing it. I mean, one thing I've always tried to do is never be too prideful about anything or think you know it all, because there's always, man, a lot of times people can have a better way to do something. So why not, glean from those guys and get better at what you're doing.
Right.
So
Definitely.
Well, and also, I think it's like dependent on the platform too. You're like, my experience with like Facebook groups, it's not as kind and gentle. It almost makes me not want to put. I almost, to be honest, I never really want to participate in Facebook groups just because I don't want to have to police what I'm saying or what I'm putting out there, and just like getting judged and grilled. I remember asking a question about cards, and I just got like dogged for like 30 comments. I was like, well, everybody's so problem oriented on like why it was wrong that I bought these cards. Who's stepping up to tell me a solution? What I should look out for in the future. Maybe one person did out of like 30. Whereas like here, like I can go through somebody's comment section, like if part-time pickers picking up some garbage off the side of the road, you can see people chiming in aside from the trolls, like sharing like, hey, you missed this, you can do this, like I've sold these before, and that's like nice.
What kind of cards were they that you posted about?
It was like these like 90s like junk like wax cards.
Gotcha.
I found like 3 boxes of them, and I was like, I picked them up for $5, so I had like nothing into them. But I'm asking questions, what do I have to get? What should I consider? And this is before I started figuring out all the resources that were out there. And then I got the staple like comp, make sure you comp it. Like everybody's kind of go-to. Did you look it up? Like, no, I didn't look it up. I'm asking you now. Of course I looked it up. And I'm in this. People don't realize like sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And when I'm asking a question, that's basically what I'm expressing. Like, I don't know what I don't know. So can you share stuff? And I feel like sometimes we don't have like the teacher mindset as a reseller. Like a teacher who's been teaching for 20 years answered that same question however many times, right? And I find that if you've been doing YouTube for a while and you answered that question umpteen times, you may have done a video of it like a year ago or 2 years ago and revamped it again, and people are still asking you. I find those folks, who have been doing it for a while get tired. They don't want to answer those questions anymore, So, and it's a good space for younger guys to come through now, because they're patient, they're younger, they're curious, they're hungry, not weighted down by whatever they picked up along the way.
Definitely. Just out of curiosity, like what would each one of you guys like? What kind of advice would you give to somebody that's teetering on the fence of like wanting to like jump in and do this?
Do YouTube or reselling or both or what?
Either. Yeah. It could be either.
Go for it. Really.
Yeah. I mean, I think, obviously, for me, I made a lot of mistakes coming out of the gate. Cost me some money and some time and that kind of thing because I had took some bad advice. Like I just watched, I really didn't know what I was doing. And I watched some YouTube that wasn't, let's see, how can I put this diplomatic? That didn't have my best interests at heart, right? They had their interest of getting some watch time. You know what I mean? And not really providing accurate material. And, like I've talked about it numerous times on my channel, like a lot of people put up bolos that ain't bolos. They're just, saying, hey, if you go to certain stores and you scan certain things, then you can flip this. And you may buy a bunch of that on that person's recommendation. And everybody else that watched that video bought that same stuff. And now you don't have any profit. There's none to be made there. So
that happened to Nate in the very beginning.
Yeah, I did that too. And, for me, I think, if you're watching this and you're a part of this community at all, I look down this screen on the right and most of the people I see in there, if they have Instagram or anything, if you shot them a message and say, hey, could you give me some advice on how to get started? I know the guys sitting on this panel, like if you hit one of them up and said, hey, do you have any advice for that? I know that they'd be more than happy to help you. But for me, it's like, watch these guys, watch what they're doing. But in the beginning, be very careful with what you pick up. Don't get in over your head. Don't go out and just start buying a bunch of junk. do your research, do your work, and comping is a good thing to do. If you see it on someone's what sold video, that's different than saying, "Hey guys, I got a bolo." If it's a one-off thing, like use that as a comp. You know, that's something I would do.
Yeah.
As far as YouTube, man, just I always encourage everybody when they say, well, my first video is terrible, or I don't know if I could do it. Dude, go back and watch all our first videos and you'll feel happy, man. You'll be like, dude, I'm better than them jokers. Like, that's how I am. Anyway, if you watch my first one, you'll be like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah. Our first video is me and my wife sitting on our couch in our poorly lit living room that was lit by like literally a floor lamp. And we're just like showing you what we bought at Walmart to resell. It's horrible, but like that was where we started, you know. And
gotta start somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's basically
John,
what I was saying.
Sorry about that.
What was that?
Good. I was just greeting Jonathan. I appreciate you being here, Jonathan.
No, I was gonna say, like, don't be afraid. I mean, don't be afraid to start. I think that's everybody's go-to. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, and definitely don't compare yourself, you know, to others. Whether it's your reselling business or your YouTube channel, like, you don't know what that person's background is like. You know, you don't know if they have extra capital on the side from some other income stream. You don't know, you know, what their family situation's like. And, you know, there's so many variables. It's hard, you know, like, so I guess there's always that fear of, you know, that FOMO, fear of missing out when you see somebody's like doing ridiculous yard sale cleanouts, or, you know, they're doing crazy Amazon hauls, you know, or making insane numbers on any of the selling platform. Or if you watch a video and it's like, man, they've been doing this however many videos or however many subs, it's like, it does not matter. They all started at zero feedback on their store, 0 products, 0 subs, 0 likes. We all started from that place, and like, we're all human at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
So, so it's like, I hope people, when they watch my videos, like, like, dude, he sucks, and it inspires me to do it better. I think I can do it better than him. Great. You know, and then I hope you see that from video to video that I've made a mistake and learned a lesson, and I carry that forward each video, and I'm evolving, you know, right? That's like, just don't want to get stale, whether you're a content creator or even a reseller, right? Like, this pandemic has made people really rethink both things if you're dabbling in both realms. So yeah, don't be afraid.
You're not gonna grow unless you start putting content out too, you know. So, and you connect with people, that helps you grow as well, just like we're all doing today.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
they say like your first like 50 videos or whatever, like
Completely
pre-recorded,
agree.
like those are gonna be like your ones you're gonna look back on and be like, man, I really was rough. I've only made, I think, 10 or 12 pre-recorded videos, and I'm still trying to find my, like, you know, editing style, my you know, to make it come out as something where it's me, and it's something I would totally like love if I was a viewer of it. I still haven't found myself yet because I haven't done enough pre-records yet, but you got to put them out. You got to at least do them. You got to get through that first wave of phase to really see the really awesome stuff where you're like, man, like, why didn't I do this sooner? You know what I mean? And it's all just, you know, just learning how to do it, learning the editing, learning, you know, what people want to watch, and just, you know, that type of stuff. And, you know, you never know. Next, you know, you might look at it 2 months from now, 4 months from now, whatever, and you're like, man, I'm at 1K or I'm at 10K, or, you know, people really like me and I'm really helping people, and it's going to be beneficial for you and for others. So and that's what's really awesome.
Hey Nate, guess where my wife is right now?
Where? It's like, what are those?
She's at Ross. She said the entire store is clearanced.
What are those?
I heard that.
I'm
that's
not
really gonna be nuts.
I guess I'm going to Greensburg after the show then.
Touche.
I saw a picture of somebody sitting on the sidewalk out in front of Ross, like a whole line of people sitting on the sidewalk waiting for them to open.
Crazy.
Kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think you guys all nailed it too on the whole, like, it's just like everything else, man. You just constantly have to put in, just like we list all the time, right? You still got to do the same thing with your videos, man. You got to keep grinding on it. Like, you're never going to get better without practice. I mean, it's just what it is.
Definitely. I want to say what's up to Kevin. I appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah.
And that's something I've noticed for my first video too. I've definitely put on a pound or two.
I wish I could say it's the Rona weight, but
yeah, for sure. Not a problem.
I mean, you also kind of have to like blindly believe in yourself too, you know? Especially if you're not like putting out content like every day, like part-time pickers, you know? And I don't know. Like, I don't think I could get away like Kevin, like putting a video, like a 15-second clip of like a flowing stream and just leave it there and like people will be okay with it.
yeah.
But you know, those like just being confident in yourself, like, oh, if I don't put out a video every day, they're gonna be there because they like me for me. I'm building something more genuine than just, I don't know, people coming to follow or sub for sub. You know, they're there to stick with me. That's what I want, you know. I'm building a family.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Why is my keyboard not working? Put my letters.
Yeah, that's
Dude, that's like a Justin Grimes reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, speaking of people putting out content, I mean, Commonwealth Picker Kevin, he drops like 10 videos a week, man. And teaches school, like, right? Like, I mean, I think of people like that, and like, you know, I know Kat's been in the chat here today. I look at people like that, and I was like, when I'm like procrastinating, saying, "Hey, I don't have time to do something," I'm looking at those guys, saying, "Man, if those guys can do it," honestly, they inspire me to keep pushing because, you know, it's like, man, if they can do it, and they've got all this going on in life, like,
absolutely,
yeah,
definitely. We're going to start to wrap the show up a little bit. Our buddy Uncle B, Old School Flips, he's got a premiere coming out at 11:45, and it would be a great honor to both me and Nate if you guys would join us in jumping over and showing him some support on his channel. Jimmy's going to be dropping the link for that into the chat, and it looks like James has a question real quick. We'll answer the question, and then we'll dip over there. He says, thoughts on live versus premiere videos. I like both of them. I've been trying to do premieres with my pre-recordeds just to kind of keep the live feel. Do I prefer one over the other? It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't feel like being up and on camera, I'd rather do a premiere. But if, like most days, I just like getting on and, you know, to BS with you guys. Anybody else have a thought on that question?
I totally enjoy the lives way more than anything else because of the interaction. But the premiere gives you the best, you know, the closest thing to that, you know, showing anything you would have pre-recorded. So, I mean, you know, anything I would do pre-recorded, I do premiere because of that alone. If I would just drop a video and just, you know, just drop it, it's almost like, I don't know, it's almost like, here's a video, and then you kind of, you know, if you only did that part of it, you don't have any of that connection with your viewers, your people that really support you. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that premiere is like so important. I mean, to me, just because I love the interaction, I love, you know, if I did something funny in the video, I want to see everyone laugh and think it's funny, or, you know, or people have questions or want to see something that I can ask it or they can ask. So, you know, I wouldn't do it any other way. I would definitely do lives. That helps you grow your base of like people who really know you and really support you and really, you know, really appreciate what you're doing. And then the premiere also gives you that too.
Yeah, I think the premiere, you get that instant feedback, you know, and that's something that's important. What the Hells, I saw that too, and I've been actually, I mean, I'm a nerd when it comes to researching things myself. Like, especially now that just trying to, I watch stuff about how to grow YouTube and how to grow your reselling and how to scale and all that kind of stuff. And the live is, I mean, I think what you're saying exactly, Anthony. You build your base, interact with the people in your base, interview people. But I mean, obviously, you got to put out videos too, just like we're all looking for some type of replenishable, right? So if you put out a video. You put it out as a premiere, and then people can still watch that thing over and over, where most people are not going to sit down and watch an hour and a half live. They're just not after the fact. So like during the fact, they might most of the way anyway, but after the fact, like it's hard to go back and watch. I know what I do. I skip through part of it. Like, hey, what are we talking about now? Or just kind of follow the chat. But yeah, I like doing both. I like doing the premiere. Gives you that instant feedback, especially if you do something creative that you're like, I want to see their reaction. So that's me.
Definitely.
Well, guys, it's about that time. Is there anything you guys want to say before we click that end broadcast button?
Really appreciate you guys having us. It was awesome.
You're welcome. You guys are welcome back anytime, together or separate.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys, man. It's great, and we're looking forward to the 19th having you guys on.
Oh, so do we, man. We're looking forward to it a lot as well.
For sure.
Yeah, we definitely, like I said, we do appreciate that, and you guys reaching out to us too, and us watching you for the time that we have, and picking up tips from you guys as well. So we thanks for the support. Thank you for the support. And
you're welcome, man. Anytime. Like I said, if there's anything we can do for you guys, just reach out to us, and we're willing to help.
Right on, likewise.
Alrighty. We'll see you guys later. Make sure you check these guys out, and we'll see you tomorrow on Nate's channel, 10 a.m. Eastern.